Good evening. A man who was wanted for the July 12, 2022 murder of Tyrone Morgan, otherwise called Cookus, was fatally shot during a confrontation with the police in Nain, St. Elizabeth yesterday. The deceased has been identified as 25-year-old Twain Morrison, otherwise called Wasp, of Stephen Run District, Nain, St. Elizabeth. Reports from the Junction Police are that about 3 p.m., lawmen responded to a call for assistance with a domestic dispute in the community where it was alleged that Morrison assaulted relatives with an illegal firearm and made threats to kill them. During the process of taking him into custody, he resisted and reportedly attempted to disarm one of the lawmen. The police discharged their weapon and he was hit. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Both officers are receiving treatment for multiple injuries sustained during the altercation, including a broken wrist and several bite wounds inflicted by the now deceased. Several videos of the incident have surfaced online. The Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, and the Inspectorate and Professional Standards Oversight Bureau are investigating. Morrison was also previously charged by the St. Elizabeth Police in connection with 3 robberies across the division. Meanwhile, INDECOM's Assistant Commissioner, Hamish Campbell, is describing as extraordinary the number of police fatal shootings this month, which has increased to 19, with this latest fatal shooting, which occurred yesterday in St. Elizabeth. Assistant Commissioner Campbell did not disclose if investigations so far by INDECOM have shown if the shootings were justified. Mr. Campbell says preliminary information from the police suggests that Morrison had grabbed the service pistol of one of the officers while he was being apprehended. He says the service pistol of both policemen have been seized. INDECOM says it will continue its investigation to establish why deadly force was used. And Mello TV will bring you more on this story in subsequent newscasts. The police have once again renewed their call for the person of interest in connection with the death of 35-year-old social media influencer Anika Slickiana Townsend to turn himself in. Rashane Patterson, whom the police say they believe can assist them greatly with their investigations into the death of Ms. Townsend, had not made himself available. Patterson was given a deadline of 5 o'clock Saturday afternoon. Up to news time this evening, there has not been any report that he has complied with the order from the police. Senior police investigators probing the case say that based on preliminary investigations, the deceased woman was last seen alive in the company of Patterson at a popular restaurant in Hanover. Townsend, who is also known as Slickiana, a popular social media influencer from Kingston, is known for her online clothing store, Slick Pieces Jamaica, and has also endorsed several businesses and events as their brand ambassador. She is said to have traveled to Montego Bay early in the week where she met with Patterson. She was, however, found on Friday morning face down in the sea at Reading, just outside of Montego Bay, St. James. It is suspected that she was strangled, although this has not been confirmed by the police. The police noted, however, that a series of operations were carried out in a neighboring parish during which a motor car was seized. The lawmen, while quick to point out that Patterson is just wanted for questioning at this time, explained that he is no stranger to the police given his history. The police explained that despite the plethora of charges, Rashane Patterson was only convicted for wounding with intent, a charge that had been scaled down from attempted murder and was given a suspended sentence. Patterson was also allegedly charged with abducting and raping a woman as well as killing her partner in 2013. He was freed when he appeared before the St. Andrew Parish Court. It is further reported that the judge threw out the case against Patterson after prosecutors conceded that they could not find the primary witness. Patterson is being asked to turn himself over to the Freetown police station immediately. And anyone with information is being asked to call the police emergency number at 119, the JCF tip line at 811, or Crime Stop at 311. And Mello TV News will continue to track this developing story and bring you updates in subsequent newscasts. In other news this evening, as the Broadcast Commission of Jamaica imposes a ban on music and television broadcasts it believes to glorify violence. Minister of Local Government and Community Development Desmond McKenzie has lent his voice in support of the censorship. The Broadcasting Commission of Jamaica has banned all music and television broadcasts that it has determined glorify or promote violence, use of drugs, scamming, weapons, and criminal activity. According to the Jamaican Government Regulatory Authority, its ban is designed to reduce material that, quote, could give the wrong impression that criminality is an accepted feature of Jamaican culture and society, end quote. Minister McKenzie, while speaking with her news team recently, said that the country has to make a stand against such lyrics that sends a negative message.
What are the values that we're trying to instill in the country? We can't be glorifying the kind of lyrics that speaks to a lot of what is happening. We can't be glorifying. What we need to do is to encourage persons, and those persons who have the ability to write the negative lyrics also have the ability to write positive lyrics. So, so we have to take a stand as a country. We can no longer hide under the cloak about freedom of expression. No one is denying anyone any expression. What the Broadcasting Commission is saying, that in the public domain, they have to control that on public radio, public media. So I don't know why anybody should find that offensive. Do we take comfort in the kind of lyrics that is being played that speaks about scamming or whatever it is, lick-maned? No, come on. As a country, we can do better. Our music have shown that we can do it and do it without scraping the bottom of the barrel.
When asked about the comparison with music from the past, he had this to say.
When the Ethiopians in 1966 did Everything Crash, that was speaking about the events of the time. Everybody sang Everything Crash. It wasn't vulgar. And I can name other records that were made. Delroy Wilson, when he sang Better Must Come, was what? Come on. We can do better. We can do better. There is no justification for anybody putting that kind of argument as an excuse. And I don't buy that. I'm somebody who has been in music from I'm about 8 years old. And in those days, coming up, all of the great Jamaican artists made their names coming clean. Okay? Because that is all I was saying. Constructive rhythms, constructive lyrics.
When asked about regulating the cinemas and television stations to comply with the ban, Minister McKenzie had this to say.
Yeah, but you have regulation because certain movies on TV is banned. Look, what is happening in Jamaica is not anything new. Okay? It is all over the world where people are now looking at what is out there in the public domain, because a lot of what we're seeing is being played out in real life. It's being played out in real life. Are we going to sit back and say, boy, that is the expression of whatever it is? No, it is destroying the fiber of the country.
Detectives from the St. Andrews South Division are seeking the public's assistance in locating a witness who is vital to a case currently before the court. The witness is Lloyd Smith of Oakland Crescent, Kingston 11. Mr. Smith is scheduled to appear before the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court this coming Wednesday, October 26. Lloyd Smith, or anyone knowing his whereabouts, is asked to contact the St. Andrews South Criminal Investigation Branch at 876-923-7111 or 876-847-8519 or the nearest police station. An Ananda alert has been activated for 13-year-old Christine Weathers, otherwise called Chrissy, of Harvey Road, Kingston 13, who has been missing since yesterday, October 23. She's of brown complexion, stout build, about 5 feet 5 inches tall. Reports from the Hunts Bay Police are that Christine was last seen in Portsmouth, Portmore St. Catherine, wearing a pink blouse, black tights, and a pair of multicolored slippers with a black knapsack. She has not been heard from since. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Christine Weathers is being asked to contact the Hunts Bay Police at 876-932-7111, 119 police emergency number, or the nearest police station. And a high alert has been activated for 12-year-old Shantoya Nemhard of Old Harbor Road in St. Catherine, who has been missing since Tuesday, October 18. She's of dark complexion, slim build, and is about 5 feet tall. Reports from the Spanish Town Police are that about 6:50 a.m., Shantoya was last seen at home wearing a burgundy tunic and a yellow blouse. Efforts made to contact her have proven futile. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Shantoya Nemhard is being asked to contact the Spanish Town Police at 876-984-2305, Police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. Head of the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, Assistant Commissioner of Police Gary McKenzie, has attributed the disobedience of traffic light signals to the crash which left 3 female members of an American family dead during the wee hours of yesterday morning. The 3 sustained multiple injuries from the impact of a motor vehicle collision along the Iron Shore roadway. A male member of the family was also injured during the crash. The deceased, all of Florida addresses, have been identified as follows: 59-year-old airline hostess Sandra Lee, her daughter 25-year-old real estate agent Savannah Lee, and their cousin 55-year-old nurse Donna Brown. ACP McKenzie said that preliminary investigation, and certainly based on the fact that the intersection is controlled by traffic lights, it is clear that someone disobeyed the traffic light, and this disobedience of the traffic light resulted in the death of the 3 people. According to ACP McKenzie, about 12:20 a.m., the mother, daughter, and their cousin were passengers in the back seat of a Toyota motor car, which was traveling along the Iron Shore Highway when, on reaching the stoplight at the intersection of Morgan's Road, the vehicle proceeded to turn right. The car slammed into a utility pole after it was hit by an oncoming Subaru motor car. The 3 occupants in the rear seat of the Toyota were thrown out and sustained head injuries. A 57-year-old man who was seated in the front passenger seat also sustained serious injuries. They were rushed to the Cornwall Regional Hospital, where the daughter and her cousin were pronounced dead on arrival, while the mother succumbed to her injuries while being treated. The driver of the Subaru reportedly escaped physical injuries. ACP McKenzie noted that the police, who have commenced their investigation into the crash, will be looking at a number of things in their probe. And we will bring you more on this story in subsequent newscasts. And those are the stories making the news this evening. I'm Nicole Hales. Thanks for watching.